back to 1916, a grim reminder of the war that brought death and destruction stalking the world to take millions of lives, sacrifice untold wealth. But the lesson we learned then, today, seems to be almost forgotten. 1919, the Great Hall of Mirrors in Versailles. The peace treaty is signed by Mr. Lloyd George, Mr. Clemenceau, all the great statesmen. The treaty that was to end war. But before we're through with it, it looks like starting a whole string of new wars. The fateful document is signed more than a year after the Armistice, and the nation celebrates peace with the Victory March and the first Armistice ceremony. (1921) Moscow, a glimpse of Trotsky reviewing the new Red Army of the new Soviet Russia. 1922, Pathe Gazette shows the only pictures of the burning of the city of Smyrna, one of the biggest newsreel scoops of all time. Refugees in thousands take to the water to escape a flaming death. A city virtually destroyed. 1924, the great Empire exhibition at Wembley is opened by the late King George V, accompanied by our beloved Queen Mary. The mighty stadium packed with 100,000 representatives of every branch of the life of the empire. A magnificent scene. 1925, the one and only Steve Donoghue wins his 4th derby. He romps Smyrna around Tattenham Corner to a 9-1 win to become more popular than ever. Even heavy rain and glowering skies can't spoil one of the happiest wins in derby history. But it turns out to be Steve's last derby victory. 1927, the first of the solo Atlantic flyers. Charles Lindbergh takes off from New York in a tiny, frail monoplane, fades out into the blue. They called him the Flying Fool, but 35 hours later in Paris he shows the world how wrong they were. In one night, Lindbergh becomes the idol of America, a shy world hero. But Britain too roars forward in the air. In 1929, Flying Officer Waghorn pilots the famous RAF Supermarine seaplane to win the Schneider Trophy at the colossal speed for 1929 of more than 328 miles per hour. Many famous people at Colshot watched this great speed victory, among them the late Mr. Ramsay MacDonald. The Schneider Trophy plane is the forerunner of most of the high-speed machines of 1938, and through the years, the men of the RAF have proved their brilliant skill in handling the winged projectiles of the sky. 1930, the world of sport. A new name, ominous to Britain, appears on the cricket horizon, Don Bradman. At Leeds, 21-year-old Don is smashing all batting records, some of them to hold for 8 years, until they're broken by Len Hutton of Yorkshire in England. At Leeds, they're calling Don the Boy Wonder. We know all about him now. (1934), the start of Britain's mighty effort to consolidate her Atlantic sea supremacy. Our beloved Queen Mother launches the giant Cunarder Queen Mary, destined to bring back home the Atlantic record. A proud day for the Clyde, a great day for Britain, as 40,000 tons of steel slide to the water, a magnificent tribute to British engineering. 1936, the Crystal Palace blazes. Pathe Gazette pictures form a unique record of the amazing moment when the giant building collapses. Hold your breath. We mourn its loss. In 1936, too, at Wimbledon, Fred Perry wins his last title as an amateur, the singles championship against Von Kramm. Soon after, Perry joins the growing ranks of the professionals. Champion for the 3rd time. (1937), a great year for sport, finds a new British heavyweight star, Tommy Farr, with a stripe on the left. In 12 smashing rounds, he beats Max Baer, and all the way, Tommy dominates the ring. Wading in with straight lefts to the body, his superb ring craft keeps Max guessing and missing. Tommy wins on points to put himself right on the boxing map. Only once or twice in the life of each one of us comes such a day as this. It is the 12th of May, 1937, and we are watching again the making of history. The coronation of our king in the ancient church of Westminster, the most solemn and sacred moment ever filmed by a newsreel. Once again, a sovereign has come to the throne of Britain, fitted by character and upbringing to carry on a great tradition. The Queen Mother and the royal family watch the glittering splendor. The Queen is crowned. And the stateliest procession in the world moves towards the golden coach. Outside, an empire waits to welcome its new king and queen. Mile after mile of cheering streets to Buckingham Palace, the world's acclamation, an empire's loyalty. And once again our royal family stands on the world's most famous balcony, and we join with the empire in crying, "God save our king and queen."